Hey guys, it's season 4. I suppose you guys were wondering what kind of happened there at the end of season 3. Well, the 64 has an electrical issue I need to figure out, and now my Jeep is giving me a few problems. So, I've been busy with some things with work, and so now I'm thinking I'm finally getting things settled down again. So let's get started with season 4.
Me and the boys was sitting around drinking, we was talking about things that we was thinking, when all of a sudden what comes out of Bill's mouth? Said I'm getting old and fat and slow, and I don't recover like I did before from nights of rabble, rousing and too much fun. Well, I looked around and we all agreed, and I had a drink and I ordered 3, and I staggered back to do it all again. And we made an oath on a rum and coke with the best intention, I'm sure you know, that we would stop this living in excess. We're gonna have one more party, one more special occasion. Do it Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, holidays and weekends. We can have one more party. There's more hell we should be raising. One more party now, one more party tonight.
I don't know if you guys can read that, but this kind of sucks. I got a P0128 error. Thermostat rationality. Ugh. Well, I guess I better fix that. Maybe you guys can see that or not. I don't know. Let's see what else it says. Something severe. Yeah, that's the vehicle. P0128 stored, and that looks like it. Oh, here we go. P0456 evap system small leak. Oh, I gotta fix that one too. And a P0456 stored. So I got 2 errors. Let's see if what we can do to fix these two. The 128 is the thermostat, and the 456 is the evap leak. All right, guys. Eek. Let's see what we can do to fix this. Okay, the P0456. I've had this error happen a number of times. It's pretty simple. Just carry yourself around a can of this, reach into the trunk, grab your funnel thingy, and lubricate the capless gas cap. They say if you do this about 30 times, should fix it. So if you're ever traveling, just make sure you carry these 2 things along with you, and when that trouble code comes along, this is essentially all you have to do to fix it. So these capless gas caps, I guess essentially they tend to leak a little bit of air through them, and that's what sets that error code. There we go. That's feeling pretty lubed up now, and that's pretty much it. Now just go reset the code. Okay, so we got a code P0128, which is a error in the cooling system. It basically says it's not cooling to the temperature that it's supposed to, or it's overcooling. From watching the temperature gauge, yeah, I think it's overcooling when it's cold. So what do we got to do? We got to take things apart here and drain the antifreeze. Plus this thing is 10 years old, so I need to probably change out the antifreeze anyway, because 10-year-old antifreeze is about the limit to how long that orange stuff will last. So let's start out by taking things off the top here and see what we can do. So this piece just pops off. And then what do we got to do? We got to get back in here someplace. So let's see. Can we just take this off and see where we go from there? Which one is it? Hey, first try. Of course, I grabbed all of them. So we pull this off, then how is this held on? Looks to me that there's a wire hanging on right here that's going to be a problem. Does that just pop out of there? Well, maybe. Nope, that just breaks off. Don't know how that was supposed to hold on. Oh well. Let's see, what next? Let's see what else we can break. Something is holding that part on. What's it look like holds that? I can't see anything holding this whole thing together. There's another nut here I could take off maybe, or loosen up. Oh, lovely. They don't put that where you can get to it easily. So that means I'm going to have to use a ratchet instead of a nut runner. What size is that thing? And thank you, Craftsman, for not putting the size on the screwdriver. Shall we try 10 millimeter? Oh, heat's coming back on, so pardon the noise. I don't know if that's the size or not. That's too big. That was 9. Let's try 8. I think 8's it. Okay, that's loose. Now how's that held on? Is there something underneath here? There's a nut, it feels like. It's on the bottom of this thing. Let's see, how am I going to get that off? What size do you think it is? Is it that 8 again? It's probably not. You know, can't have two things the same size. Nope, definitely not that size. Let's go up to 10. Where is it? Feels like a 10. All right, I think still not loose. Okay, now it's finger tight. Pulling it off by feel because you can't see it. It's a little nut that looks like that. Does this come up now? No. Okay, so what's holding it on if it's not that? Oh, hey. Ooh, what was that? All right. It's free. Oh, well, whatever it was, I don't know if you guys can see now, but I took the nut off of here and it wasn't that because it's just pulled into this rubber bushing that you just got to pull up on, apparently. Not sure what that's all about, but I better put this other thing back in before I lose it, which is what I think I just did. Okay. Anybody know what that part is? Can you tell me? Here, let's get this out of the way so you guys can see better. And righty-tighty. Okay, now that's back in there. All right, so here is the thermostat. Everybody is telling me online that P0128 replaced that thing. So need to drain the fluid, which is somewhere down there. I think I got to remove a plastic thing down at the bottom so it can drain into a bucket. Then I can remove that. So let's get this thing up in the air. Okay, next thing I think I got to do is move this out of the way. Which it looks to me like there's a screw, a push thing, a screw. And I think that whole thing will drop down. So push thing is probably going to be the easiest to get out. So let's do that first. Maybe. All right, push thing is out. Now, what size do you suppose that is? I bet you these aren't 10. Oh, maybe they are 10. Let's see. Can we do this a little bit quicker and easier? If we can find a ratchet. Let's see, that's tidy. That's loosey. Now how big are these big ones back here? Way bigger than that. Let's try, shall we try 13? Hey! Nailed it. It is a 13. All right, can we get this out of the way? Comes off that side fairly easy. And this other side has what it looks like to be a little screw holding it in right there. Why is it going righty-tighty? Wow, how long is that thing? It's got to be about out of there. There, it finally came out. Okay, now now the one on the other, there was one on the other side, but I believe it broke off a while ago. If you guys can see that. All right. Next item. There's a drain. Let's see if I can show you the guy's drain. So right up you guys see right here? right back over there is a drain. I don't know if you guys can see it there, but there's a drain right here. And I got a bucket right here. Let's see if I can get it to pee in the bucket. Ah, I can't even turn it. Let me get a pair of pliers. Pair of pliers. Pair of pliers. There it goes. Alright guys, now we just let it pee for a while. Alright, I am leaving the radiator cap on so that it sucks the overflow tank dry. Once that's empty, then I'll take the cap off so it can drain the rest of the way. But there you go, that's an easy way to clean out the overflow tank, is just leave the cap on while you're draining the radiator. And if you want to get the engine to drain, you can take this relief out, and that should let everything come out of the engine, because that's the bubble up spot. But you got to take that off to burp the engine through here. Alright, that should let it all come out. Okay, now that I have the water or the antifreeze drained, need to remove that bolt, which I already did, and the one down here, which I don't know if you guys can see it. But and then take the hose off and take out the thermostat. All right, the old one is out, and now I just have to wait for the new one, because there's the old one. So that's the part I had to replace. And the antifreeze showed up yesterday. The new thermostat should show up today or maybe tomorrow. We'll find out. And, well, I guess I'm in a holding pattern until the parts show up. Alright guys, so parts showed up. And, so hey, we can put this thing back together. So I ended up getting a something online. This one, I don't know, is fairly decently rated. Plus it's metal, so less likely to break. Let's give it a shot, huh? So this thing is going to go here. Oh, and it fits in that spot. So let's put, oh, we gotta put the, where's my, there we go. Gotta have the, oh! Okay, let's break the light. Maybe that'll fit down here better. Alright, so we gotta put the clamp back on here. Like so, maybe. Maybe it's easier to put on this side, like it came off. Then we got to put that back on here. That went on fairly well. Then that needs to go here. Then we got to put our 2 screws back in. And there's a rubber washer or rubber, seal thing that you got to be mindful of also. And that's already in there. It came off with the old one, but it's on there with this new one. And I suppose just put it back on the way we took it off. I don't know what the torque rating is on that. I would imagine snug. Maybe somewhere around there, click. Now we gotta put the hose clamp back on. Imagine something like that. Okay. Then need to remove this thing, which is the plug, but it's different than the other one. And if this one's metal and it's the Allen wrench, maybe it's one of these sizes. Smaller than that one. That one might work. Can I get it off? There we go. So this is supposedly the high point that you got to bleed to. So as you fill it, make sure that is coming out of there. Okay. I tightened that up down there. So now I think I just need to mix the antifreeze and pour it back in. Alright, there you have it, guys. Fairly simple. Let me go get the antifreeze going. Okay, now let's fill it up, huh? Here's 1 gallon I mixed already. Oh, it's coming out now. Does that mean it's full? 'Cause I sure took out more than a gallon. Where did I leave my little plug? There it is. Ah, it looks like it's just settling in. Here, let's put this back in. Try to keep it from getting too messy. Bloop, 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 bloop. All right, there's 1 gallon. I sucked quite a bit out of the overflow tank. We should probably top that back off too, huh? Alright, that's full. Alright, now that's radiator's full. Now what do we do? I thought it said 14 quarts. Shall we crack this back open again and make sure? That just burped. And the radiator went down. Alright. Top it back off again. Okay. I'm suspecting the next step is to get this thing hot, huh? Alright, here's what I'm gonna do next. The radiator says it's full, so I'm putting the cap back on. The overflow tank says it's full, so I'm gonna put that back on. Then I think I'm gonna remove the light, and then we're gonna back this thing out and let it get warm. Alright, see you guys outside. Alright, it's running. Now I'll just wait for it to warm up, huh? Now the guy online, he showed taking this out, and when water starts flowing through here, you're good. But it's showing that the water is flowing, or antifreeze is flowing through there. So I think I'm just going to wait for it to get hot and then check and see what happens. Something just kicked on. Is that the air conditioner? Maybe. Defroster? Shows the car is starting to warm up. I always thought it was look at this and make sure this is full. Ooh, it's empty. Now it's full. We'll just let it keep going until it gets good and warm. But the radiator is showing full now. Still not warming up. That's still cold. Shall we peek in here again? Whew, nope, that's warming up now. It's under pressure. So we'll leave that shut. And top the radiator off again. Shows it's starting to warm up. Can we crack it? Maybe there's an air bubble in here yet. I don't know, guys. I think it's filled up, but I'm not feeling hot here. The upper radiator hose is still cold, but oh, this is starting to get warm. Maybe I need to crack it again. Maybe there's still an air bubble in there. Ooh, yeah, that's getting plenty warm now. Showing warmed up, but the upper hose is plenty cold. And that's plenty cold. Maybe this is just a cold running engine, I don't know. Alright, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the cap back on, and we'll go take it out for a little, well, I got to put everything back together, don't I? Alright, meet you back inside where it's warm. Okay, now we got to put this thing back together. So this thing flips over, that goes on there, that goes on here, and then this thing pops in underneath here somehow. Find it. Oh, I gotta get it on there a little tighter. And that's gotta get on there. Come on. Okay, that's in place. Now, this thing has to get in on there, and then this thing has to pop in on there. There. All right, now I just got to tighten those two things up. That'll just have to sit there, I suppose. And you can't reach that from here. So you got to use something else. Is that righty-tighty? Righty-tighty, yeah. Okay. Now I need the extension. Did I just use this thing? Is that the same size? No. What happened? Where is it? There we go. Maybe that'll work. Tighten. It's not tightening. Is that even the right size? Seemed to be the right one for over here. Is that an 8? Ah, it's an 8. No wonder it wasn't tightening. How did I get it off? Alright, that's on there tight. That's on there tight. Okay, now I just got to put that cover thing back on. Which I suppose I just have to line some crap up. Maybe. There we go. Top half is back together. Now I got to put that cover back on the bottom. So let's get this thing back in the air. Okay, the bottom cover is put back on. I think I'm ready for a test drive. Okay, first things first, we should probably clear all the codes. Okay, erase was successful. Now let's go take it out for a test drive. Look at that, guys. No new check engine light, so it looks like we're in good shape. Let's go take it back home. Alright, 5 days later and still no check engine light. I think we're in good shape.
Me and the boys was sitting around drinking, we was talking about things that we was thinking, when all of a sudden what comes out of Bill's mouth? Said I'm getting old and fat and slow, and I don't recover like I did before from nights of rabble, rousing and too much fun. Well, I looked around and we all agreed, and I had a drink and and coke with the best intention. I'm sure you know that we would stop this living in excess. We're gonna have one more party, one more special occasion.